Minasan konnichiwa. So, some of you have been like, where are the videos? Because it's been literally about 48 hours since I've uploaded anything. And I know I said I was going to make a video every day, but last 2 nights ago, I guess, now, 48 hours ago, actually a little bit before 48 hours ago, about like 56 hours ago, I started making the, I guess, 3 to 5 videos I said I was going to upload. And I got one done perfectly, the actual footage for it. And I was like, okay, I got that done. Let me just keep making footage instead of, making video editing, making video editing. Let me just do all the footage at once. So after I made the intro, I got to the second video, which was going to be, you know, beginning Japanese, let me explain, how this channel is going to work and, what you need to learn Japanese and things like that. And, I ended up making like about a 10-minute video about nothing. It had to do with Japanese. It made sense, you know, um, get rid of Ramat. Well, stop using message rejected. Stop using Romaji as quickly as possible. Things like that. Stop messaging me. Anyway, things like that. And at one point, I was like, "What am I doing? This doesn't make any sense. Like, it makes sense, but it's just really, really unorganized." So what happened was I sat down and I kind of said, let me write it out. It'd make much more sense because I'm used to, freeform teaching where, you know, I explain something to you, then I ask you if you understand it, or if you don't understand something, I explain it to you. But if there's no physical you or like virtual you where I can, ask you those questions, then that's where the problem was because there's no feedback. I was having that problem where, I was talking, but there's no there's, there's no situation. There's no what's going on, who am I talking to, do they get it, how are they getting it, blah 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 blah, all that. So sat down, let me go. Let me sat down, let me go. Sat down, let me. Wow, it's terrible. I sat down and said, let me see how I can fix this and how I can make a video where I'm explaining things in a logical and procedural manner where it makes sense, it's not terrible, it's fun, and you know, I can get my point across without, going into, 10,000 different tangents. So last night, oh, I'm dropping crap. Last night I sat with my notebook for, Japanese lessons, and I wrote like all this crap. I don't know if you could read it. It'd be better if you don't read it, but pretty much I sat down and wrote a whole lesson, the first lesson, and it's a lot more manageable than just sitting and talking in front of the video because, I actually have written down what I need to say and how I need to say it for you guys to understand it instead of me trying to figure that out on the spot. Because before I guess started YouTube or whatever, I actually was a pretty decent, writer, and I could convey my thoughts easily on paper. So, but then I got into video and I got really excited. So video and public speaking, where, I just get up and no preparation, just get in front of people and just start talking, and get my point across. But the problem is there's no physical people for me to be sitting in front of, judging how they're reacting to what I'm saying. That's the problem with YouTube. So I did that. So that's one video. Then a while ago, I was thinking when I was coming up with all my Japanese learning crap, if I can find it, I did another set of another lesson where I taught the pronunciation-ish stuff of Japanese, which is this page and the next page, where I try to get, Japanese learners to get away from their I guess, um, natural language. Like, say if you're an English speaker. If say you're an English speaker, the problem is when you start learning a foreign language. Let's say English is your only language, first language, and you haven't learned any other language. The problem is you're just so attached to the language. So when you start learning a new language, you're like, why is this happening? You know, why can't I pronounce it this way? Why aren't other people understanding me like that? Blah 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 blah. So what I came up with was this, like a list of the basic Japanese sounds, so you could practice and get rid of your Englishness when speaking Japanese. Because a lot of people have a lot of, well, not a lot of, like a little bit of a problem when they're beginning Japanese where they can't replicate the Japanese sound. I mean, Japanese has less sounds than English, but they're a little bit different, or I mean, they're really pure. It's in human Japanese, but Japanese has pure sounds, so there's no weird, silent letters and things like that for the most part. They're about like one or two, but that's it. Compared to English, where you like no, the K is there for no reason. So, for example, when I was in my first Japanese class, a lot of people struggled with saying hanashite, which means, well, hanasu. Well, yeah, pretty much hanasu means speak, and hanashite is the te form of speak. But people are having a problem saying hanashite because it includes the Japanese letter for shi. So they were saying hanashite. But when you speak Japanese, you kind of slur that shi part into sh. But they couldn't get it, like, it drove me crazy because it was like the teacher would say, repeat after me, hanashite. And they would say, hanashite. And it's like, can't you... There's a distinct difference between two things that have been said. But it's because they haven't let go of their native language that they can't, grasp the concept of saying hanashite instead of hanashite. But, after a while, the couple students that remained after, it was weird. Pretty much it was about 12 of us when it started. There's about 3 of us when it finished. And one of the girls, she still had the trouble of pronouncing words correctly after that was over. And she was in the program still, about a year or two ago when I went back. And her pronunciation improved tremendously. I was surprised actually because she was one of the people that would speak, be like, "Anata wa watashi no chichi," that she was like that. And then when I saw her the other day, she was like, "Watashi wa anata wa anata no chichi desu." I was like, oh my god, she improved so much because she continued with it, so it was like amazing. So that's pretty. Oh wow, I really went off a tangent. This is 8 minutes long. This sucks. I only meant to make this video like 3 minutes long, but I was having so much fun. This is the problem I was having with the lessons actually. If you're still here, because I would just start talking, and I didn't have a structure like I wrote down saying, okay, this is what you need to talk about in this video, and that's it. You just need to stick to your, I guess, 3 to 5 minutes and stop. And it was certain, if they're still interested, make another video. That was my problem, because I just keep talking, and that's kind of terrible, especially when you're first starting out YouTube videos, because you want to keep people's attention. You don't want to just drone on for a half an hour, because I mean, even if you're interested in Japanese, when you're sitting there for a half an hour just listening to someone, like, oh my god, when are they gonna finish? That's the problem, or that's a problem. So, I sat down for about 3 hours last night and just wrote out the whole first video. I already have the second video. The first video I already have written down, apparently. I haven't looked in this book for a while. So the first video down, I made the intro, and I made the second video. So that's 3 videos that well, two videos I made a concept for, one video that I actually made the footage for, but I never edited it. And then I have to come up with a couple more, but you know, it seems that writing down the video instead of you know, trying to do it off the top of my head seems like a more, you know, sane thing to do. So that's what happened. I'm sorry, especially to Underground, because he asked me, because it's been about 2 days. And I guess that's about it. I'll see you guys later. I'm working on it. You know, I have it written down. I just have to sit down and record these and edit them. But they're done for the most part. Like, literally, this is everything I need to say in the video. So it's not that much work for me now. I don't have to remember, like, oh, what did I want to say? But no, it's done, because it took me 4 hours, but about 1 hour of that was trying to figure out the end. Because, you know, I'm like, okay, this is perfect, but what I do for the last part? Hour. Just sat there for an hour for the last part, trying to figure out what word to use and, you know, how to explain it. And then I finally figured it out, and I literally jumped out of my bed and like, yes! And then I'm sitting there like, I need help, because, you know, I'm really getting excited over, like, linguistics for no reason. But yeah, that's it. Wow, this video's been really long. I guess this is another laundry vlog. I'll see you guys later, hopefully. And Abayo. Also, I lost one more subscriber. Awesome. So yeah, peace.